welcome to or welcome back to my chronically cozy life. Today I'm going to be sharing 10 non-negotiable days that I plan into each month to stay sane and on top of life. Now, if you've been around for a while, you might know that I use a digital planner to plan out everything. I need to have everything written down and planned out, otherwise I will for sure forget. Thank you, ADHD. Now, I have two different planners, both of which are available. The one that I have up in my shop right now is my digital wellness planner. It is a more professional planner set up with a time blocking weekly setup. I love this planner. It's fantastic. I've been using it for a couple of years now, and I've made a couple different updates to it. And it's just so thorough and easy to use and easy to track my days with that it's lovely. I love my digital planner. I use digital planners because they are far more flexible than paper planners. I have a chronic illness and it's a little bit different every day, and I never really know what to expect out of my days. So a lot of times I will plan something and then plans will inevitably change. So using a digital planner, it's so easy. I can just either highlight it and move the plans over, or I can erase them and there's no icky lines or strike throughs or eraser marks and stuff like that. So that's why I love my digital planner, and that's why I love my digital wellness planner. But my other planner, which you've probably seen me use on this channel a couple times, and I just made this this year, is my digital cozy quest planner. I created this one because I really wanted something a little bit more fun and something that added a little bit of whimsy to my day. And it kind of makes your life feel a little bit like a cozy game, like a la Stardew Valley style. So if you want to check those out, both of them will be linked down below, as well as the blog that this is all coming from if you want to just read this instead. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get into it. These are my 10 non-negotiable days that you need to plan into each month to stay on top of life and stay sane. Now, these are not things that you have to do all day long, because obviously that's a lot. It's more or less just some of them are days, full day ideas, and some of them are just things that you need to plan into your month to stay on top of things. Okay, so the first day that you need to plan is a check-in and reset day. This might look different for everybody else, but for me, I like to take a day, usually at the very beginning of each month, to sit down with my planner, go over last month's goals and tasks and all of the things that I wanted to do and did do, and make sure that I'm on track. I'm following the plan. Again, ADHD, so I tend to deviate from the plan often. And also because chronic illness, sometimes the plans just fully change. So I have to take a little bit of time each month to check in with all of that and reset everything so that I know that I'm still on the right path each month. I also have a holistic health check-in page, which you can also get for free just by signing up on my blog. Also links down below. And I love using this page for really kind of auditing my life and seeing where I stand in all of the different dimensions of life, which to mean, your health, your mental health, your job, your home, your financial situation, etc., etc. So yeah, day one, check in, reset, absolutely essential every month. Otherwise, I will be out to lunch. Ow. Number two is a day to deep clean. Now, I do not mean do the whole house, because obviously, especially if you're like me with a chronic illness and limited energy, that is a lot. But every month, I like to pick one area of my house to give a nice deep clean to. Sometimes it's seasonal, like right now, I'm kind of looking into doing a bit of cleaning up of my yard and getting my garden ready and prepped for planting. But some days it's the kitchen, some months it's the bedroom, whatever. Break it up. Don't do it all at once, but plan yourself a day to deep clean. Another page that I have available up on my free planner page is my when did I last page, and this is essential, especially for someone like me. On this page, I have all of the things written down that you only do once in a while, like changing the air filter in your furnace, for example. Things that you have to do like every couple months and you might not remember when you did it last. This page is a freaking lifesaver when it comes to my house because otherwise I would never remember to do half of these things. Next on the list is a meal planning day. Now, I just got into meal planning and I 100% recommend it. It helps take that mental load off of each day when you're trying to decide what you want to make. And it also makes grocery shopping a lot easier and cheaper because you're not just like trying to figure out what to eat every week. Taking a day honestly only takes me like an hour. What I do is I start by writing down all of the meals that I am loving right now. My husband and I are both very picky eaters, and also we like very simple foods, so it's not too difficult. We eat a lot of the same things over and over again. But I write them all down and then I plunk them into my calendar so that I can just kind of look and be like, oh, okay, tonight we're having this. It's not complicated by any means, but man, is it a lifesaver. It has helped us so much. And now that my husband doesn't have to think about what to make for dinner, he actually has started cooking a lot more. So this has actually turned into a huge bonus for me. I love having my little meal plans every month. And even this month, as it's March, I have planned in some theme days like on St. Patrick's Day, I'm going to make an Irish themed meal. Because why not? And if you plan ahead, it's not that difficult. Okay, so those first 3 days were all about home and goals and life and the important things. These next 3, arguably more important, but are all focused on the self. So number 4 is a day to have fun. Fun is so important and it is seriously lacking in most of our lives, or at least it's lacking in my life for sure. I like to try and plan at least one little adventure every month, whether that's with somebody else or just by myself and I mean, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, just like checking out a new coffee shop or going for a walk down a new trail. Something that gets you out and laughing or smiling and having a little bit of fun. So important for your mental health. Number 5 is the day of self-care or a night of self-care or whatever, but a little bit of self-care because you are worth it. Self-care is different for everybody. I'm not necessarily just saying, have a nice bath or a pedicure, but also maybe treat yourself to a fancy bath or a pedicure. Just give yourself a little something that makes you feel loved by you. Okay, some people might debate me on the necessity of this next one, but I say this is an absolute non-negotiable and possibly something that might happen more than once in a month. That is a day to rot. Because while being productive and doing all the things and working towards your goals is great, sometimes we need a day just to decompress, lay around, watch a good show, stay in your PJs all day, wrapped up in the blankets, eat some comfort foods, whatever it is that makes you feel good. Just have a day of doing nothing. We all need that so that we don't burn out. Day 7 is a day to lift your spirits. Now, this kind of sounds like the same as a fun day, but it's a little bit more specific. This is a day when you want to really focus on something that gives you those like warm, fuzzy feelings. Now, for some of you who are altruistic and all, you might take a day and go volunteer somewhere. Some of you who are, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing because I know this is me, a little bit more selfish. This might be a day where you go and do something that you've been putting off, or or maybe it's something like, baking a recipe that your grandma used to make with you because it's going to make you feel good and remember her. Anything that's really like giving you a lift to the spirits, not necessarily just like a fun day, but something very specifically that your soul needs. Number 8 goes back to being a little bit boring, but very important. And this is a day to focus on your finances. Now, I know that everybody's going to do this a little bit differently, but taking a minute to look over your spending, look over your credit cards and your account balances and all of that. I think they used to call this balancing a checkbook, but we don't have a checkbook anymore. But just take that moment to really know where you're at financially. Maybe this is also a day where you set finance goals or you move money around into your savings accounts. Whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that you are financially on top of things, very important day to mix into everything. I like to put this kind of at the end of every month, and I take time. I personally like to write down all of my spending because that's what helps me stay focused on what I'm doing and not just, kind of overspending without paying attention. And yeah, I usually put this at the end of the month, and I definitely say this is top list non-negotiable day in my month. Okay, as a reclusive introvert, this one is very important for me to plan out ahead of time because otherwise I will forget and I will isolate myself. Number 9 is a day to spend with someone you love. This might be your bestie, this might be a family member, this might be your special someone. Whoever it is, make time to get out and see people. As a reclusive introvert, I am bad at this. I'm so aware that I am bad at this. So if I don't specifically plan that day to go out and do something with someone, I will end up sitting at home alone for like all month and barely even notice. And it's not like great for my mental health for sure, but it just is what it is. I'm bad at socializing, so I have to make plans to see people way ahead of time so that I make sure that I actually do it. Okay, last but not least is a day to try something new. I truly believe that you start dying when you stop learning. 100%. Every day is a new opportunity to learn something new and gain new skills. I like to plan, especially professionally, because we're always developing professionally. I like to give myself like a pro D day, like the professional development day, where I just spend the entire day focused on learning something new in whatever area it is that I'm focused on. Like I said, a lot of it for me right now is professionally, but this could be like a new hobby or a new game or uh, whatever it is to you that you want to learn. Keep learning and you will keep growing. And those are my 10 non-negotiable days to plan into each month to stay sane and on top of life. I wouldn't function very well without planning ahead. And if you are the same type of person, maybe you want to check out my digital planners, or maybe you have a planner that you love that you want to suggest for other people who might not be into digital planners. Please drop all of that below. Again, you can also read this blog on my website, www.chronicallycozylife.com. And yeah, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. Please give this video a like and hit subscribe if you want to learn more or if you want to see more about my life with chronic illness. And I will see you next time. Bye.